Hi everyone, as you can see I'm in the assignments section of our Blackboard shell and I'm scrolling down past the lesson plan in the IEP and the hands-on intervention unit to the final Livebinder project that is due in Module 8. So in this section you'll see not only the links for the assignment scoring guide and the rubric, you'll also get a link to the sample Livebinder and this video that you're watching right now. So if you found this link, you're watching the video. So let's look at the assignment requirements first to get a feel for what's going to be done in the Livebinder. So a Livebinder is just what it sounds like. It's a binder that's electronic through a web page that is free. You don't have to pay anything to set up your Livebinder, and once you're in Livebinder, it will let you set up 10 different binders using a single email account. I use my Gmail account usually to set up my Livebinders so that way, even when you're no longer a student at Eastern, you'll still have access to your Livebinder, and that's absolutely fine. It asks you to start with for your name, so fill in your name, and then once you create your Livebinder, you're going to add your Livebinder link, and I want to show you something about that. So I'm going to actually go back to the website and I'm going to go into my Livebinder account. We'll talk more about that in a second. But I am going to change the mode so that this is what you'll be viewing, but I just changed the mode to edit. And when you change the mode to edit, I'm going to scoot my information down here for a second. All right, so I'm in my Livebinder account, as you can see. Welcome, Dr. Clark. And if I go up to, I can either go to Share, or I can go to Settings, and I'm going to go to Settings this time. And when I'm in Settings, you're going to want to, after you create your binder, you're going to name it and add your name. You're going to change the access code. I want it to be public, but it needs to be copy disabled. If it is private, then I'm not going to be able to view it and I won't be able to give you a passing grade. So make sure it's public, but you want it copy disabled so that nobody can copy your binder. And then I'm going to go over here to this embed. I can get a link, or if you look here, there's just a link to the binder. And that's what I want you to copy, is that link to the binder. You can copy a link to a current tab, but then that would only let me view one page. So I want to do a link to a binder and then save that and then X out so you've got your saved changes. Then I'm going to go back to my Word document, and here I'm going to copy my link. If I just copy it like that, you'll notice it's just black text. It doesn't look exciting, and it's not because it's not live. If you click the enter key or the return key, either one, and everything becomes underlined in blue, now you know that's a live hyperlink that will actually open into a web page. So after you copy your link, make sure you hit the enter or return key to make that link live. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about what's supposed to be in the binder. You're going to start by creating a welcome page. And that page is going to talk about overall what you've learned about transitions. This shouldn't be copy and pasted out of a web page. This should be your understanding about students with disabilities who are at transition age. That'll be one column. The other column is going to talk about you as an educator, what your plans are for working with students. You're going to describe yourself. You'll create another tab that talks about IDEA and summarizes the law for transition. You know, we talked about that in the first module and the second module. And you're going to add 2 subtabs with good links. The purposes of this Livebinder is that later you could share it with another teacher. You can go back to it when you have questions. You could share it with parents. So make sure that what you've included is useful. You can upload websites like rightslaw.com is fantastic, Parent Center Hub is fantastic, any of the Council for Exceptional Children websites, those are all great. Any of the websites we've looked at during the course of the semester that deals with IDEA. The other thing you can upload is your advanced organizers that you've completed. All of those are great resources. So you'll have a tab for IDEA, one for multicultural aspects that talks about supports you can provide for students that come to us from other cultures and that speak other languages, that have other backgrounds than ourselves. For every tab that you create, you're going to create 2 subtabs. And again, we'll look at the Livebinder here in just a second. But you'll also create another tab for parents and families with 2 subtabs. You're going to look at national transition resources with 2 subtabs. Think Parent Center Hub, Rights Law. You're going to upload one for local transition resources, so things from KDE. You're going to look at career development, future planning needs, self-determination, and technology. And note that you need to make sure your links work. So a way to do that, if you don't have access to another person to help you, is I copy my link into another web browser and then look at each link. If you stay in your web browser, then it's going to remember your settings and it's going to look like you can open everything. But if you've uploaded, say, your advanced organizer in a Google Doc and you haven't made that public, then you'll still be able to view it, but when I look at it, I won't be able to view it. So if you open it in another web browser, that works. The other thing to do is send your Livebinder to a friend, a fellow teacher, a family member, and ask them to look through your links. You need to upload this form and you're going to score yourself. Say, I created a welcome page, I did a great job with transitions, but I don't think that I really described myself well. Then I might give myself 8 out of 10 points. But boy, for IDEA, I did a fantastic job, 10 out of 10 points. So make sure you score yourself, and then you're going to upload this final form in the assignment section to demonstrate that you've completed the assignment. If I'm here in my Livebinder, and this Livebinder right now, I'm in my SED 545-745 binder, but I can go back to my main page and kind of show you what happens when you're going to create a binder. So this is my Livebinder shelf, and as you can see, I've got a few binders here, and there's always a first binder that you can use to acquaint yourself with the Livebinder. But to make your binder, I'm going to create a new binder, and you're going to name it SED 545 practice. I'm going to delete this after our demo, but for now you can see the process. Practice binder. You name yours, your transition binder, whatever you'd like to call it. Remember that again, I'm making it public so that everyone can view it. And then I'm going to change that to public, not copyable. And I'm going to create my binder. Once you've created your binder, you're looking at your first tab. So I'm going to change this tab to welcome because that's the first requirement. And then it says to enter a URL, but I know that I'm supposed to have 2 columns. So that's when you go to this content button. And I know that for this one, I'm just adding text. So I'm going to look at the text options, and I know that I have to have 2 columns. So I'm going to look at the 2 column option. I'm going to click that one, and then I'm going to close that button out. And then all you have to do is follow the directions. Click here to edit. This is my welcome to my transition binder. Click here to edit. Here is where I'm describing what I know about transitions. You make sure your grammar and spelling are correct. Talk about ages, 14 in Kentucky, 16 nationally. So IDEA requirement for all, oops, those typos, they'll get you every time, for all students with disabilities. Over here, I'm supposed to describe myself as a teacher and plans to support students with disabilities. All right, so you get the idea. After I've done that, this auto saves, but if I want to double check, I'm going to click save again. Notice it says saving, it was saved. Now binder 2, I'm going to go in order of the assignment requirements. So I'm going to go back to that Word document, and that Word document is reminding me, next is a tab for IDEA. Whoops, I've got too many pages opening. All right, tab for IDEA. So I'm going to go back here, I'm going to change this name to IDEA. On this page again, I need content. And I can do a number of different things depending on what I want to upload. I could upload text and media, which could be text in a Google Doc or a website. If I just want to do text and a single column, I clicked on the one I wanted. So I'm going to say IDEA requirements. I'm going to sum up what I know. I might want to add a link or other information. You'll notice your linking tools are here. You can bold, italicize. All of that is right within that bar. I also know that I need to have 2 subtabs. So that's when you go back up here and notice that to add tabs, which are these main things, it's right here. And to add subtabs, I'm going to click here, And if I click there, it's adding sub-tabs within my IDEA tab. So this one might be a link to Rights Law, and then I might make another sub-tab. And here I might want to upload Parent Center Hub. So I'm going to go and get hyperlinks. My recommendation when you're doing your sub-tabs is to go back to those content tabs every time and do text with media. And that allows you to create a title that says Rights Law provides great articles on current legislation. And then I'm going to sum up something I want to remember or share. Parents can find great links to help with understanding federal legislation, period. Then, if you'll notice, I started typing and I forgot to hyperlink. That's okay. What you need to do is just go back to the content tab, click on that one that you chose before, or choose a different one if you didn't like your link. And then I'm going to click on this URL for Rights Law, which I'm going to go find the link for. Rights Law website. Let's find Rights Law. All right, there's Rights Law Special Education and Advocacy. This is the site I want. Copy. Back here, I'm going to copy the URL. I want mine to be inserted. If you say go to site, it's going to take you outside of Livebinder, and we really want to insert it within the context of your web page. All right, so this is the preferred way to set up all of your sub-tabs. Say I put my sub-tabs or your tabs together and I say, oh, you know what, I really feel like Parent Center Hub is more important than Rights Law. I can move that sub-tab to the left so it's first, or vice versa. And the same with my tabs. If I realize, oops, I put Parents ahead of the IDEA and that's the wrong order. Once you click on the tab, you can change its name, you can move its order, and then once you're in the tab, that's when you want to add your sub-tabs. All right, so that was a quick primer on how to create your binders. I'm going to go back to my binders, and you'll notice that you have your 545 Final Project Live Binder that you can check, and it has a sample with the tabs listed, just to kind of remind you this is the format you need your binder to be in. It also reminds you, add helpful resources. You might want to have your advanced organizer here. This is not a completed binder. This is a sample one I put together for you. So know that not everything is in there. Like right now, those sub-tabs are blank, and if that happened when I was grading them, you would lose points. But it does give you the order so that you've got it all laid out for you. And as the semester goes along, I'll probably start adding information in here just to give you a little bit more idea. If you've got questions, let me know in the questions discussion board or send me an email. I hope you enjoy creating your binder and can create a product that you can use to share with others and will give you great information long after our class is done.